Hi everyone, my name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all to Inkpot Hub to celebrate another research story today. I am going to be with Professor Sanjeet K. Roy and he is an amazing person currently working with the University of Western Australia in the area of marketing and specifically in the area of services marketing as an associate professor. He is a certified trainer, facilitator for Lego Serious Play, and whatever he's learning is there in the classroom. He's trying to bring that learning into the research and research to his classroom. So this kind of amalgamation is very, very interesting. He calls himself as a migrant researcher. As a pre-doctorate fellow, he moved to the Bentley University, USA, and then he moved to Coventry University, Britain, worked there, and now he's in Australia. His dream to come back to India as a professor in marketing at IIMs is still not fulfilled. I asked him a lot of questions. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comment box. I'll try to answer all those questions on his behalf. Thank you, Professor Roy, for accepting our request and sharing your research journey. I would like to know more from you about your journey. Welcome you, sir.
It's not a very long journey. At the same time, it's not too short as well. So, post PhD, it's almost 9 years now that I'm living outside India. But this journey started long back. So I call myself as a migrant researcher in the field of marketing. So my primary interest, and even now my first love, is nuclear science. Even now I study quantum mechanics, quantum physics and stuff like that. But life had other expectations from me, so I traveled that far. But in 2007, the real research journey, I call it, began in 2007, because before that I was doing coursework in a PhD program, and it was hard for me to read research papers, to read marketing research papers. I did not know how to read a research papers, and it was tough. I used to sleep on research papers, books and all, because my reading habits were different.
And because of your previous experience.
Because of my previous studies, my education, my work experience, everything was in the space of physics and electricity and stuff like that. So it was hard for me to read those research papers. But I was not getting that much of a guidance, like how to research. I was still figuring it out, like how to read it, how to read. I didn't know. And in the meantime, I got an opportunity as a result of our MOU with some of the American universities. I got an invitation to go to Bentley University and work with some of the very respectable people. I respect them a lot at the moment now in my life. To name some of them, like Professor Raj Sisodia, Professor Atul Reza, and the late Professor Gul Bhatani. And one thing that I learned in 10 months, it's a gestation period for me, 10 months in Boston, Bentley University. I learned one thing, how to read research papers. And of course, I did quants courses there. There were 2 free courses available for any visiting scholar to audit. So I audited 2 courses, quantitative research methods 1 and quantitative research methods 2. And there I learned some latest techniques. At that time, structural equation modeling was a hot topic. In my proposal, I proposed to use structural equation modeling, but there was no help available in India at that point in time. Where I can learn structural equation modeling. So I ended up learning structural equation modeling, PLS path modeling in those 2 courses, and in addition to some others, but I emphasized on these 2 because these were the techniques I planned to use in my PhD thesis. So I learned to read, and I was introduced to the American way of doing research in the space of marketing, and how they do research, how structured they work, some of the professors that I worked with. And I will never forget in my entire life the humility that I learned from Professor Gul Bhatani. I still talk to his son, who lives in America. And he actually introduced me to a few other people. And he provided me access to a data. He said that by that time he knew that I have a number bent of mine. I can deal with numbers. And he said, can you analyze this data? He gave me a huge data set. And I learned the entire structural equation modeling from the data set that Dr. Gulbutani provided me. So I will never forget him. That ultimately ended up in 4 research publications, 3 A's and 1 A star. After that.
Wow.
So my formative years were beautiful, 10 months there. But after I came back from the US, Dr. A.K. Rao, whom I will never forget again, the supervisor who taught me how to do research. So I learned how to read in US. Then I came back with that reading habit and SEM knowledge. Came to here, and then Dr. A.K. Rao held my hand and provided me the nuggets of knowledge that he had about how to do research. And then I could finally become Dr. Sanjit Roy in 2011, you know. But in all of this journey, it's been a roller coaster ride. My wife was always with me. She was a big support for me because I didn't come from a hardcore social sciences background. So I left my studies, then I went to job, I left my job, and then I said, I want to go and do something else. And she said, okay, go ahead, I'm with you. So if I don't mention her in my research journey, it's not fair on her, you know. So yeah, 2011, I joined ICFA University. I asked the supervisor, sir, I want to work at IIMs. And he said, okay, how can I do that? Can you help me? He said, yes, I can help you. I said, so how can you help me, sir? He said, okay, do one thing. Go spend all your time and energy, research, publish, and go and work at IIMs. He himself coming from, he was a professor at IIM Bangalore. So he knew that the research culture at IIMs, and he said, okay, publish and go. Unfortunately, I did not get a job at IIMs. I attribute to my weak CV at that point in time. And then I came back to him, disheartened, dejected. Sir, I didn't get one single interview call from one IIM. Now I don't want to work in India. I want to go out of India. How can I go? Can you help me? And he said, yeah, of course I can help you. Research, publish, and go.
Okay.
So finally, I got a break in 2011 in Britain at Coventry Uni. I started in 2012 there. As my second nature is getting bored so easily, so I got bored in Britain in 2 years. So 2012-13, I worked there. Then I got an opportunity in Australia. By that time, I published few good papers in A and A star journals, which actually paved my path to one of the top 100 universities in the world. So if you know, UWA is in one in top 100. And I was very happy. At the same time, I was feeling fortunate that my research led me to UWA from Coventry. It was a hard decision, staying in 2 years in Britain. I had the sponsorship and everything, but I decided to quit there as well. Came to Australia because there was one motivation, only thing, that I want to work at a research-led university. And UWA provided me that platform where I can build my career, you know. So in a nutshell, that was it. But everything was propelled by one strong desire to do good research. Right.
And I think that's the recipe of a good researcher as well. Sir, what are your research interest areas, domains, primary domains?
My primary research area is services marketing and service management. My PhD thesis was on customer loyalty and customer advocacy and telecom service. So, and out of 55 papers that we have published so far, almost 41 papers are in the space of services marketing.
Okay.
So I've worked in financial services, but at the moment, a lot of energy for the last 4 years is in the space of tech-enabled services, artificial intelligence and its impact on service. How robots and humans can come together and create value for the end user. So we are doing some work in that space also. So at the moment, again, services, but very much the impact of technology on value co-creation, value creation, and so on and so forth.
I also learned that you are a certified Lego serious play trainer. So what is it all about? it sounds very interesting because you are bringing games to your classrooms.
Yeah. I think I was never a very good teacher, to start with, because teacher in a classroom setting in a marketing and consumer behavior. So I have always worked consciously towards improving my teaching. So I always look at students through the lens of how do I create something more for them, what they take home. And I stumble upon design thinking and service design methodology, that how can design thinking be applied in a classroom setting. And my search led me to Lego Serious Play. And the idea was, when I was reading more about it, and I went to actually Bangkok to get certified. So there was a 1-week training in Bangkok by the creators of this program. And I stayed there in Bangkok, done my certification. The whole idea here is to involve all your senses, especially use your motor neurons, use your hand, not only your brain to learn, So this hand-eye coordination, the hand and mind coordination, and how you bring to the classroom setting using Lego blocks and teach. So that I'm yet to test it in the class, but that is planned in future, that because it's kind of capital intensive. It requires a good amount of funds, because the Lego kits are not cheap. But certainly in the pursuit of learning Lego Serious Play, I've learned a lot of things which I used in the classroom.
How you are going to bring research from this kind of experience and experimental type of teaching. So
see what I again figured out, that students look up to us when we go to a classroom to learn. So I figured out in my own limited way that I'm not an all-knowing sage. I don't know everything. I can never know everything. So what is the best way that I can create value? Then I thought, I've done substantial amount of work in the last 5-7 years. So I try to map my own research with the plan of teaching. And there is research on electronic servicescape, research on impact of technology on marketing, research of impact of technology on customer loyalty and stuff like that. And I see at least 3 to 4 weeks out of 12 weeks that I teach in services marketing, I try to integrate my own research into teaching. So I bring what we have done in the setting of services, the financial services or electronic services and telecom services, all of these areas that we have worked on. And actually students perceive you more credible. It's my own personal understanding and feeling. You enhance your own credibility when, along with some established names, you bring your own work in the classroom and you show them this is how you are making a difference to their lives, So that's, I pursue research-led teaching. That is very much a thing for me. And 2, it's a learner-centered teaching.
Okay, so that is what is mentioned on the website. Your profile is also talking about the tailoring of your own classroom activities in such a way. Okay.
Yeah, great. Sure. And of course, I use my own case studies. I love to. So of late, I've developed an interest in writing case studies. So we have recently published 2 case studies in Ivy Case Publishing, and I've done small caselets. So I use caselets quite often in classes, not big cases, but one-pagers. And students love to use those in the classroom. So it has worked well in the last 5 years. And now I can say that I'm a better teacher compared to 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I can engage students in the classroom, enhance their learning or facilitate their learning.
Okay, so please tell us about your experience in Emerging Research Leaders program, which you were selected and you went there.
Oh yes, it was a pleasant surprise for me. 2018. Personally, I was going through a rough patch in my life, but in my personal life. But in 2018, the best thing that happened to me was this Emerging Research Leader Program 2018. This was a brainchild of our Associate Dean Research, who instituted this program. And I was very pleasantly surprised to be selected in the program. So the name itself says Emerging Leader. research leader programs. I thought, am I an emerging research leader? That was the question. Right. But as I said, that I am more of a yes man. I usually don't say no. So we have an option to opt in or opt out. And I usually say yes to an opportunity if I spot an opportunity. So that was an opportunity for me. The program was designed primarily to bring multidisciplinary researchers in one place for a substantial amount of time. So I was from marketing department. We had people from organizational behavior. We had people from maritime law. We had people from social sciences and stuff like that. So there was a good number of varied disciplinary background researchers. All of them were experts in their own space. And we were brought in one place for kind of hatching product ideas, sustainable development goals for next, say, 5 years, 5 to 10 years for the university, like to a certain extent, right? And of course, to kind of pursue cross-disciplinary research. So that was the main agenda: team building, cross-disciplinary research, and kind of when you are talking to a lawyer as a marketer, some interesting ideas are going to evolve because lawyers will look at your marketing problem with a different lens, and you as a marketer will look at that particular lens through a different perspective. So it was a very fulfilling experience for me. It ran for 6 months, and I don't know what I gained, but I certainly made some good friends.
Okay.
And which will be beneficial in the long run when we go for more research, high impact research. So I think impact is the ultimate objective, or was the ultimate objective of that program, that as a team, how do we create impact?
So, coming to I think this is the last question. Are you still willing to come back to India and join IIMs?
I don't know. I think it's a hard question for me to answer at this point. But yeah, my family situation is not such that at the moment I can go back because my kids are small. My son is a teenager. In 3 years' time, he will be in university. So, yeah, right. So, in the near future, no. But who knows?
So, IIM is going to miss you.
I don't know whether they miss me or not, but I certainly miss IIMs.
Okay. And what about your American dreams?
No, if I am going back somewhere, I'll go back to India. Otherwise, I'll stay in Australia.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir, for this particular interaction. It was very, very, very interesting.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.